Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Damage Does D&D. This is our Sunday campaign, which is nice and relaxed and smooth. Wait, no, maybe not. It's just as manic as our Tuesday campaign. This is The Investigators, episode 21 today. And I'm sure we're doing something completely sensible and low-key. But I'll leave that up to the DM. So, Martin, take it away.
So, when we were last here 2 weeks ago, you guys had assisted in the attempted arrest of one Mage Council member, Several, in his Mage Tower, to find that he wasn't there. He'd caught wind somehow that you were on his way, left a note, a magical note, of course, and disappeared. To right or wrong, as he said. With that, the next urgent mission was to get to Oninia, where the next rift was suspected. So, teleportings were done to get to the capital, Onan. You'd spent a little bit of time catching up with some locals, known by Sasha, who worked for an organisation there, which also led to a bit of a fight with an up-and-comer in the organisation, just to keep him down a peg. But it was close. They then headed out of the city, argued with and decided against getting some horses, and then set off following your natural intuition and tuning in with this magical flow of the world, and it led you at quite a pace in the end towards this location here. If you want to share your screen.
I will do that very thing to show you exactly where we are. So, we have ourselves a fancy pants 2D and 3D map. So this could go all sorts.
The 2D map is the 3D map from a top-down view, so it's still. So as we pick up, you were racing towards this source of whatever it was, energy, this sort of purple glowing, and this feeling of a tearing around you. As you charge towards it, there is a pulse, and you all feel it. And it sort of ripples from somewhere in front of you. And it is a ripple in just the fabric of the magical texture of the world. And it pulses through you, and you feel it front to back as it ripples through. And there's a blinding purple light matching the glimmer that was coming from ahead of you. And when your eyes managed to reset themselves, this beautiful green landscape that you were stood on is just ash and death. And there is dead grass and charred trees all around you. Probably should have made a map looking more like that, but you know.
I mean, the map is a thing of beauty anyway. Why would you want to spoil it?
As your senses come back to you and you realise just what's happened somewhere in front of you, near to where you were heading to, is just this enormous form of a biped, but it is not made of flesh. It is metal.
Okay.
As you look closer, you can see cogs and gears whirring in the limbs of this thing. And it stands 12 foot tall, this metal hulking thing in front of you. It, as far as you can tell, has its back to you at the moment. Over to you.
Okay. So, quick question, dear. Point of order. I'm using a magical spell, or rather a magical item, to fly currently, about 30 feet off the ground. Has that pulse of energy done anything to that cloak? Am I now falling towards the floor?
You are still in the air.
Perfect, thank you. Okay.
What was my elk doing?
As far as you can tell, it's okay. It sort of stopped as that pulse went through, like stopped in its tracks, as probably most of you did, because that was a weird sensation. But it's not trying to bolt or anything. It's just sort of waiting for new commands.
Okay, I was just sort of slowly sink down to sort of the level that Bernier is at. What's that?
I do not know.
But it looks like, you have an arm that's sort of metal and mechanical. This is something. Kral?
What's the matter?
Well, look.
Oh, dear.
If anyone's going to know, it's going to be you, right?
Do I sort of recognise the construction of this or any elements of it?
Actually, you and Mazdak, give me intelligence checks, please.
Sure. Okay.
Oh, that's a natural 19 for 24.
17.
17. Okay, yeah. So the pair of you are taken aback by this for a minute, but then you remember some of your readings on golems, constructs, beings made by usually wizards who have given life to inanimate things. But this is like nothing you've seen before.
Sorry.
So,
I'm gonna
Sorry.
hop off of my elk and tell it to take cover, not too far away, but so that it's away from any danger.
Do I need to find a token for your elk?
Yeah, I'm saying that so that it's not on the battle.
Right, you are. Perfect.
So, wait a minute. So, if this is a rift, then perhaps this has come from some sort of future time. Remember, the other rifts brought forward creatures from past times. So maybe this is from a future time. So if so, we should be able to reason with it and talk to it.
Nagale described the thing that came through near me as being from ahead of our time.
So, the future. So, therefore, it will be peaceful and want to communicate with us to assist us. Because it will be from the future, therefore it will know how these things turn out.
I mean,
I'll go and talk to it.
I think that's a reasonable idea, and I'll follow him.
Yeah, I shall
Does this
fly.
thing armed?
you do realise that the one that came through and destroyed the armies in Sandemia and Valar was from the future as well. It was constructed, and it destroyed everything in its path. Now, that seems so reasonable.
I've already gone. Taken off and just flying towards the creature.
Okay.
Well, this is going to go well.
Banya, to your question, you don't see anything like weaponry on it, but it itself looks like it would hurt.
Yeah.
And you
I'm
haven't
going to
seen
follow
it.
Mazdak and Dalen cautiously.
Okay. Are you going quietly?
No.
Well, he probably is, but I'll be stomping along behind him, trying to keep up.
Yeah, I'm flying, so I'm fairly quiet.
Yeah, as we walk along, I would summon the cannon, and sort of place it as usual on Sasha's back.
I'm just a stand to you, aren't I?
Yeah. A tripod, a bipod.
Given the benefit of it, I'd say that it's good placement.
Okay, so when I get to about there, I'm just going to go, hello! Welcome, visitor from the future. I'm Mazdak. you've probably heard of me. I'm probably quite famous in the future. So, what is it we can do for you today? Or rather, what could you do for us?
As you begin to speak, it turns on the spot. Its two legs just move, pivoting it. That'll do. Around. And you see the front of it, and it's got kind of built into its chest like this large orange, well, it's glowing orange, but it's this large hole. And as it does, this brightens up and something shoots out of it at you, Mazdak.
Okay. It's probably some sort of communication device. It'll be fine.
I think this creature's gone to the Mazdak School of Introductions. Shoot first and ask questions later.
To be fair, I have been asking questions this time.
And ask questions at the same time. That's Mazdak's
yeah.
MI.
Yeah. Indeed. No, I didn't. I forgot I'm going to need another one of those. So I'm going to guess, Mazdak, that a 26 hits you.
Absolutely. How did you know?
And you take 15 points of force damage.
Okay. That's quite a lot. Good job I had 8 temporary hit points. Oh wait, no, they've all been eaten now. Okay, do I need to do any kind of saving throw or anything because I'm flying?
No,
It's just
the cloak itself just gives you flight. You don't have to concentrate or anything.
Okay, so I don't get pushed back or anything. That's cool.
No.
All right.
But let's roll initiative.
Joy. Oh, that was good.
Oh, that, yeah.
I have a feeling I'm going to die.
Couldn't be more middle of the road if I tried.
Oh dear.
Okay, Bernia.
12.
12. Kroll.
6.
Nice. Galen.
16.
Okay, Mazdak.
4.
4.
No, sorry,
and
5. 5. I do apologise. 5. Because that makes a huge difference.
Sasha.
17. Good job I'm awake.
Someone's got to be.
How high are you, Mazdak?
About 20 feet. Because I went up and along and I was sort of going down towards it to speak to it.
He's about pot brownie high.
Okay, so Sasha, this thing just turned and fired something out of what can only be described as a chest cannon directly at Mazdak.
Just running straight at it now. Ah! Actually, I don't need to get that close. I forget that. And then I'm going to take a swing. Natural 20!
Well, that is a start.
Nice.
I forgot to say I was raging.
Yeah.
I'll do that after. That's fine.
You always rage first, so you can have
okay.
raged first.
Thank you. $33 points of damage.
Okay.
Oh, hang on, no wait. I forgot I can re-roll 2s.
And you have a magical weapon, yes?
Yes. Hang on, I've got to re-roll my 2s. So it's an extra 3.
So 35.
Yeah.
Nice. Anything else?
Nope, that's my action, bonus action, and
Okay, then. Dalen, over to you.
As I saw that big beam come out and smack Mazdak, I'm going to cast Healing Word at him. I'll do a level 3 Healing Word because it's Mazdak. That's not bad. 15 points.
I didn't need that much, but thank you.
It's all right. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm back to full. That's good.
And that was my bonus action. So with my action, I'm going to cast Chill Touch on it.
Okay.
So that's 21 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
So that's a massive 4 points of necrotic damage.
Nice.
I think that means it can't regain any hit points until the start of my next turn.
There we go. Nice. Anything else?
No, that's me.
Okay. It's now the creature's turn. The golem's turn. It's then just going to continue its movement and rotate round and fire at Sasha. And that's going to be a 26 to hit.
yeah, that hits.
Real dice. That's 20 points of force damage.
Ouch.
And then it's going to take a step forward and go for a punch against you. That's a 14 to hit.
Thankfully not.
Zerp. There you go. Yeah, this thing has barely made a sound. There's a few odd whirs and clicks, but it hasn't tried to vocalize anything. It has just gone into attack mode. Bernia, to you.
Yes, unnatural. 5, 10, 15. Move up, draw my sword ready, and look to Sasha and kind of say, we must hold ground, prevent it from getting to them. And with my action,
Doing my best here.
I will cast Heroism on myself and Sasha.
Nice.
So we've got hang on. So you get immunity to being frightened, and you get 4 temporary hit points at the start of your turn, each turn.
Very nice.
Let me see if that pops at this when I cast as well. Okay, at the start of each of its turns. So, okay, and then yeah, I'm just holding ground, getting ready, because that's my action. I don't have any bonus actions.
Okay. Grub.
Okay. As a bonus action, you'll see the little sort of shell in space in the place of what would usually be the cannon barrel start to spin and then pulse, and then well, I'm going to move to there first, and then everybody within 10 feet gains temporary hit points equal to 1d8 plus my intelligence. So that's going to be 12 temporary hit points.
Is that everybody?
That's everybody within 10 feet of Sasha.
Then not me. I'm not in range of Sasha.
Much overmatched my heroism already, but
Okay. Sorry. My bad. And then what I am going to do with my action is because I've essentially turned my crossbow with that special rod into my arcane firearm.
Mhm.
Is you're going to see Kroll load a special sort of crossbow bolt with like a reservoir on it. It's going to fire it, and I'm going to cast heat metal. So you'll see the reservoir shatter across across the golem, and the metal go red hot.
Okay.
So that is a. Does that just happen? Yeah, I think it just happens. Because you said it was metal, didn't you?
Yes. It is
Okay.
metal.
Yeah. So that just happens, and it takes usually takes 2d8 fire damage, but it'll be 3d8 because I'm using it through my arcane firearm.
Okay.
4, 9, 13 points of fire damage,
Okay.
and
You do that, and he doesn't seem to notice whatsoever.
as in doesn't even acknowledge it or.
No, not at all.
Cool.
And James, did you say that chill touch stops it from healing until its turn?
Yes. Until the end of my next turn.
The only reason he didn't heal is because of that chill touch.
There you go.
It feeds off fire.
Ah,
Good to know.
good to know.
I
That's me done.
haven't considered heat metal, but having just looked at the stat block there, fire absorption, you say?
Yeah, I did think about heat metal, but I haven't got that spell.
Yeah. I thought that was a very sort of
It's a great idea.
yeah.
Not unfortunately not for this thing.
It's fine. It happens. So yeah, that's me done. Action, bonus action, movement.
Okay. Mazdak then.
Okay, well, Mazdak is a bit taken aback by this and will go and fly behind Dalen, obviously, because that's,
Standard.
and I will cast. What will I cast? Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I will cast Grease. So rub a little bit of butter in my hands and just try it underneath the creature because it's a 10-foot square. So right underneath it, so nobody else gets hit. It has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think a 3 is going to do the job.
No, it was a 14 it needed to make. So it now falls prone. Doesn't take any damage, but it falls prone.
Okay.
So therefore, all the rules of it being prone apply. I don't know if you want to make a little 10-foot square of grease. It lasts for... because it turns it into difficult terrain as well. How long does it last for? A minute. So... can I do that? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, maybe. Oh, you've done it already. Okay.
Just put a little stopwatch on myself, Martin, because I am concentrating now.
Yeah, cool. There we go.
Beautiful.
I will...
So it's slippy, slidey, and it's gone down under the grease. And that's my go.
Excellent.
I don't think it wants to talk.
Back to the top with Sasha.
Not a happy bunny.
Philly.
Going to twat it some more.
I've just put it prone in front of you. You should be highly satisfied with that.
Yeah.
It's an advantage, isn't it?
It is.
It is, yeah.
And auto crits as well, if you can get it.
Does it auto crit?
No, it's not auto crit. Sorry, no. Isn't it? Prone.
25 to hit.
That'll hit, I reckon. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Be an auto crit if it was unconscious.
That's true, yeah. Got excited, sorry. Okay, it worked.
Woohoo!
21 points of damage.
Seriously, been my best spell to date. That.
Yeah, absolutely. You've made such good use of it. You've used it to trip over golems and get a dead dinosaur onto a raft,
Yep.
and to escape from pursuing the jailers.
Mate, it's a phenomenal spell.
Do you need a breakdown of the damage, by the way?
What damage types have you got?
Magical, slashing, necrotic, and radiant.
No, all in one's fine.
That's fine then. So yeah, what did I say? 20. Something.
21.
Yeah, 21.
Cool. Okay, anything else, Sasha?
No, at the moment that is all I can do. I'm waiting to ding and then I can attack twice. Hint.
I mean, really, mid-battle, you doing that? Okay.
You got hit last round, didn't you? No.
I did, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
For about the entirety of Mazdak's hit points.
Oh, right, okay.
Just to let you know, that's 16.
Okay,
Mazdak,
for more than Mazdak's hit points then.
Dalen.
Okay, so bonus action. I'm going to cast another. In fact, no, I'm not. What I'm going to do is move down one step. So I'm behind, or 2 steps, and I can touch it. Hello. And I'll cast Cure Wounds on Sasha. So that's 15 points of healing.
Lovely.
Oh, no, that wasn't what I was going to do, but I'll do it anyway. Idiot. Never mind. And my bonus action, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon, and my skull's going to come out to play and be behind it, and going to bash it.
2 spells.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'm not going to do that then. In that case, I'll do another Chill Touch. Oh no, that's an action. I can't do it, so I can't do anything else. That's me.
Welcome to the healer life, bro.
That's a cleric thing I do understand.
Yeah.
I got that completely wrong, so I was going to do something totally different, and then I moved and cast Cure Wounds, so that screwed everything up.
What do you mean? You don't know what healing is?
No, but the requiring
Spells.
a spell to
Yeah, no.
Okay, I'll go then.
okay, so the creature is going to try and stand up. Does it need to make a save to stand up?
Well, it can stand up, but let me just look at the spell again.
But the area around it would be difficult terrain
It
if
is
it wants to
difficult
move.
terrain, yeah. A creature that enters the area or ends its turn there must also succeed on a dexterity saving throw or fall prone. So it can get up and stand up. At the end
But
of its
it's
turn,
gonna
if it's
fail
still
to
there,
save at the end of
it'll
the
have to
turn.
do a dex save again.
Yeah. Okay, well, he will get up. I don't think it would try to, or it would think about moving out of the area, so I'm going to leave it there. But it's going to take a swing at Bernia and then at Sasha with the left. So on Bernia, that's a 28 to hit.
That hits. Just a little
Sasha,
bit.
19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
So Bernia, that is 20 points of bludgeoning damage. Oops.
Ooh, out my bones.
And that is 22 points of bludgeoning to Sasha.
Half to 11.
Half to 11. And it's just going to continue to sort of scanning the lot of you. To Bernia then.
Has it done its save for the grease?
Good point. 16.
Yeah, makes it.
Wow.
Okay. Well, now that I'm ready, I'm gonna take my 2 attacks because I didn't multiclass.
Show off.
That's a 15 to hit.
That does not hit, I'm afraid.
See what your multi-classing gets you.
And that's an 11 to hit.
Also doesn't hit.
Hang on, I just want to check. The warding effect on weapons, is that when it hits or when it when I make an attack with it?
Oh, that's a good question. Did I
somewhere?
Did I write that down, or am I going to have to make that judgment on the fly?
I think you put it in there. Hang on. Just says +1 AC until start of next turn.
I'll give it as long as you've attempted to attack,
Okay.
and we'll
And
that's the call forever.
Cool. And so that is it's my turn. Don't have any good bonus actions. Didn't hit any attacks.
Kral.
Okay. This is going to seem a little bit odd, but I have an idea. I'm going to reach back and grab Kez, and as a bonus action, I'm going to command him to fly up in front of it and try and communicate construct to construct.
Okay. How does Kez communicate? Is it?
So essentially, he's a little turtle.
Yeah.
One's not
and
Android and one's not Apple.
He's
They'll never communicate.
he's going to use gear clicks and piston sounds, which is how he will communicate anyway, and see if he can sort of get across that we mean it. No, sort of we don't want to fight it, and we're only trying to we're only defending ourselves.
Hmm. 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 Let's see. I'm gonna roll. It doesn't seem to pay any attention to it.
Okay.
Or maybe it just doesn't understand it.
Right. Okay. That's not a problem. So, as my action, then you're going to see sort of Kral load another different type of bolt into the crossbow, and this time he's going to fire it straight up. So he'll arc up and essentially land on the creature and shower this lavender liquid all over it. And I'm going to cast Fairy Fire.
Okay.
So it's a dex save for the creature.
I mean, definitely good at those. 10.
Yep, that fails. So you see this lavender liquid essentially just shower it and start to glow. So I've dropped heat metal on it because it didn't seem to be working, and I'm still concentrating, but I'm now concentrating on Fairy Fire. And I'm going to take a step back. So, yep, that's me done again.
Okay. Mazdak then.
I'm going to move because I feel we're a little clumped here. I'm going to move. I'm going to fly behind that tree. I've got 60 foot of flight speed.
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting for that.
Well, Daylan abandoned me, so I'm running away. And then I'm going to whisper into my hands, and this will amplify it straight into the being, whatever. I'm basically casting dissonant whispers at it to try and corrupt it and turn it insane, basically. So you need
Vibrations.
Wisdom 14 save, please.
Wisdom 14 save. Is this an effect of some sort? What does this cause a condition?
It's literally going to be psychic damage.
Right.
All it is, I'm just whispering dissonant whispers into its brain if I can find it.
Okay. You attempt to do that, but don't find any sort of brain to push anything into. He's immune to psychic damage.
Okay. That's fair enough. Yeah, that'll be my go then. I don't have any bonus actions to speak of, really.
I hope that you two in particular have tried to do some really intelligent things, and you've found 2 of its 3 immunities.
Yeah, well, it's all good. We're learning.
Yeah.
As Mazdak would say, we should write this down in a book because this is important information.
Sasha, smash.
Yeah, that too. Yes, obviously.
To be fair, Carl's got his when he's not using the crossbow, he's essentially got his notebook out, like scribbling sort of like sketches of what it looks like for later.
This Kev's behind it taking measurements.
Very much so.
Like a little tailor.
Yeah.
Or an undertaker.
Or an undertaker.
Yeah. We're going to need a big box. It's going to be this wide and it's going to be this long.
Little sartorial Kez. So we're back to the top. Sasha.
I'm going to cast Twat It with an sword, sorry.
Have you got spell slots for that?
I always have spell slots for that. So it's an advantage because
Oh,
of
you only
Fairy
have
Fire.
one, though.
At advantage because of fairy fire, yeah.
Oh, 18.
Doesn't hit.
Ooh.
Okay, that's me.
Dalen.
Okay, so this time I'm going to move round to here. This is what I planned to do last time. And as I'm passing, I will cast Healing Word.
I was going to say, you're going to find its 3rd immunity.
Yeah, on Bernia. Hold on a sec. That's 12 points of healing.
Thank you very much.
Bonus action. And then I'm going to twat it with my mace. At advantage.
Nice.
Oh, you're kidding me. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Oh, blimey.
And so I do absolutely nothing. Okay, it's my go.
Okay.
Unlucky. Okay.
I believe I rolled a 1 and a 2 at D&D Beyond. That's paying me back for cancelling my subscription, isn't it?
Making the hippogriff goes very literally there.
Okay, the creature then is just going to repeat almost atom for atom the move it did before with the 1 and then the 2 punch. Bernia, that's a 25 to hit.
Yep.
Sasha, that's a 29 to hit.
Jesus.
My armor class is... Yeah, that's it.
Slightly lower than that.
Just a smidge.
So Bernia, that's 23 points of damage.
Ow!
And for Sasha, 19.
Half to 9.
Have you been getting
Ooh,
back your
that's a
4 temporary hit points every round from the heroism?
Yeah, I double checked that with Jay.
not anymore. That's 5 on the con save.
Okay.
For that.
But it makes its deck save on the grease again.
Okay.
So things hitting pretty hard. Bernia, over to you.
Okay. Seeing as that was unfun. Sorry, I'm just reading what this does. Okay, I'm not going to do that. I think I'm just going to hit it because I don't think any of my spells going to help here. Have advantage at least.
Yeah.
It's a 20 to hit.
20 hits.
Cool. Dealing helps when I have the actual attacks on my screen. 9 points of slashing damage.
Is your weapon magical?
Yes, it is a magic sword. And
Nine, you say?
9. And second attack is an 18 to hit.
Does not hit.
Okay. One last look at the spells, just kind of.
You were rolling at advantage, Joe, yeah?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
The highest I rolled was a 14 out of the 4 rolls. Yeah, that's. Yeah, it's going to be my turn for now. Just hitting it.
Does it look like you're taking any damage?
Difficult to tell as it's mostly made of metal, but there's a few dinks and pings in it, but doesn't look like an arm's going to fall off.
Okay. It's me now, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So as a bonus action, the shell will pulse again, and everyone within 10 feet will gain hit points. Well, 11 this time.
No one's within 10 feet apart from you.
Apart from, no, it's on Sasha's back.
It's on me.
Sasha's back, is it? Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so it's you three, basically.
Mooks.
So, and then as my action, I'm going to cast a spell through Kez because I can do that. And he's going to touch the creature, basically reach out and cast Thunderwave.
Okay.
So that's going to be...
Ooh, fishing for that extra immunity.
Yeah, we want the last
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Go get the set.
Okay.
It's a con save.
Con save.
I put a little icon to represent Kez on me.
It's only a 14.
That fails. Yay! So that's 11 points of thunder damage. Oh dear. Yeah, that's 11 points of thunder damage. Does that
Okay.
seem to have had any effect on it?
It looked like it did, yes.
Okay.
Cool.
So that's action, bonus action. I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to there. Keep skirting around a little bit. Got one more so I can go back one. So yeah, I'm going to go to there, and then yeah, that's me done.
Okay. That's that.
Okay. Seeing as nothing I've done so far has worked, apart from Greece, which is great, I'm going to sort of start rubbing my hands together and really, really quickly, and a little ball sphere of energy, and I will just lob it straight at the creature. I'm casting basically Chromatic Orb.
Ooh.
So
And what damage type are you?
I'm going to go with Acid.
Acid. Okay.
But unfortunately, it's a 15 to hit.
Is that an advantage?
Advantage.
It's an advantage, is it? Sorry, I didn't do it.
Fairy fire!
Yeah, I've got it fairy fired.
24.
24 hits.
Cool. Okay, so we got 3d8 acid damage,
Have you found its
which
last
is
immunity?
10 points of acid damage. So hopefully it's going.
Yeah. You can see some extra sort of fizzing on the metal shell of this thing as that acid takes effect.
Excellent. Right. Okay. I will.
Are you going to write that down?
Yorick.
I'm going to just disappear behind this tree now. I do not want it to find me. Because I suspect if it finds me, it will kill me. So that's my go.
Okay, excellent. So I think we're back to the top. I was just trying to find some sort of icon. Yeah, that'll do to denote fairy fire. Cool. So yeah, back to the top and Sasha.
Cast stab with big sword. And that's 26 to hit.
Certainly hits.
So that's 26 points of damage total.
Lovely. Okay. Anything else?
And I will get 3 hit points back from my sword.
Nice.
Every bit
That is
counts.
me.
Move that out of the way. So you got a bit more space. There you go. Dalen.
Okay, so I'm going to again cast Healing Word on Bernia. Not quite as good this time, 9 points of healing. And I'm going to try and twat it again.
Okay.
That's better. 24 to hit.
That hits.
Right, so I do 10 points of physical damage with a magical weapon, and I'm going to use my Channel Divinity to put Touch of Death onto that for an extra 15 points of necrotic.
Woof.
Ooh.
That's why I was trying to twat it. So
Yeah.
25 points in total,
That's a lot of twattage.
Excellent.
and that's my go.
Okay. It's then the thing's turn. It's right. Okay, so it's just going to continue with the same action as before. 17 to hit Bernia,
Just hits.
and 13, Sasha.
Oof.
Nope.
Escapes this round.
My normal AC is 16. My warding sword puts me up to 17.
Oof, yeah. That's what? 27 points of damage, Bernia.
Oof.
Getting bigger.
That was a high roll, yeah.
We might have annoyed it slightly.
Might have to paladin the problem.
Mhm.
I'm
Okay.
already barbarianing it.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's its turn, so it's to you, Bernia.
Okay. After that, I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Shield of Faith on myself. Because how? Might be more effective than heroism. And then I'm going to smack it about, as it were.
Give it a go.
Ooh.
Oh,
Sorry.
1 sec before you've already got advantage, but I do still need to. It falls prone again.
Excellent.
Okay, cool.
Good to know the grease is still
Can we
working.
get advantage on our advantage?
Good old.
If If anything, this just disadvantages Mazdak if you're firing from a distance.
It does, yeah, that's true.
From a distance.
So that's a 25 to hit,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna put some paladin into this. I'm gonna use a spell slot to do a smite because I can.
Yeah.
Fuck it up.
And I might find the other resistance.
Maybe.
I can reroll that one.
Don't think you will.
Nice.
The other resistance is non-magical weapons.
I think the other resistance is poison, personally, but
Probably actually.
I actually miscounted you both right.
so that is numbers 12.
It's an immunity to poison. It's resistant to non-magical.
Yeah.
12, 20 points of damage total.
Nice.
Rolled decently
Lovely.
well on the smite. And then I will go in for a second hit. Oh, natural 20.
Nice.
Am I going to use all of my spell slots in one fight?
Yes.
Yes.
Do it.
You're a paladin. That's what you're for.
Yeah, that's literally, you know, you don't gain spell slots as a paladin, you gain smite slots.
Yeah, let's do it. So that's going to be another smite.
If you don't, we might not have another fight for you to use your spell slots.
46, 48. Great sword for great.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's great weapon fighting. That's great. Numbers.
This could be big.
6, 12, 15. 6, 20. We'll go for a clean double, 40.
Wow.
Whoa.
Nice. Double top.
There's probably remnants of vines in the jagged gouge that I've cut in this thing's leg.
Absolutely.
And that will be my turn. That was all thanks to the fairy fire, because the other thing I rolled on the D20 was 4. So,
And the grease. Don't
And
forget
grease.
it's prone currently as well.
yes. The drone probably was what clinched it. Yeah, that's my turn.
And a good turn it was.
Yes, it was.
Kral.
Oh, good. I can make it move and do the thing in as a single bonus action.
The acid damage from the chromatic orb seemed to do a lot of damage.
Regular damage.
Okay, so as a bonus action, you're going to see the sort of, I want to say arcane cannon, but the arcane sort of like paraphernalia that's attached to Sasha's back, sort of crab walk across and then hop onto Bernier and settle on the back of Bernier's armor, and then it's going to pulse again. So this will get all 3 of them this time.
He got all 3 of them last time, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. 13 temporary hit points this time. I like that D8. That D8 has pretty much rolled 7, like a 7 every turn, apart from this one where it's rolled 8.
Nice.
And then what I would like to do is move up to behind Bernier and essentially take out like a jar out of my coat, pull a load of this sort of clear goo, and then wipe it across her wounds. And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Okay, that's not so good for. Oh, okay, that's not bad. It's a 4 + 5, so 9 points of healing.
Healing is healing.
Oh, what a healing.
Kind of, and then I'm going to move back to where I was, and that's my turn.
Okay.
Okay. I am going to. You'll see sort of an image of a bell sort of rotate above its head, and this dolorous noise will happen, and it needs to make a Wisdom 14 saving throw, please.
Wisdom 14 saving throw.
Please fail. Please fail.
Okay. Natural 1.
Yeah.
That's kind of a fail. That's a big fail.
Is it?
Oh wait, no, it's modifier. 1.
That's 11 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
Off 2d12. That's a pretty poor roll, but you know, whatever. It's still damage.
Damage is damage.
It's all you needed though.
Is it?
Oh,
Awesome.
As this creature, as it was lying on the floor, has been smacked, just insane. The sword strikes from Bernia has just absolutely torn this thing apart, and you just come in and find just the right crack, hit it in the right place, and catch it. I'd like Dalen, Bernia, and Sasha to make Constitution saving throws, please, as you've struck something and it is now leaking gas out. So
Ooh.
anything within 15 feet.
Oh no.
I got an 8.
12. It was
9.
on a 16 and then it rolled off, but 12.
You all fail, I'm afraid. That's satisfying.
That's a lot of dice. That's not good.
Not have to enjoy it that much.
Oh no, I can only cast that myself, can't I? Never mind. I was going to say, could I use a reaction to do absorb elements in a bubble around it, but it's the cast on self thing.
Let's...
I was going to be like, oh, it's going to explode. Deck save, that's fine. I get advantage on those.
Sorry. You're a barbarian, you meant to succeed. Con saves.
I know, but it was on a 16 and then just at the end it rolled over to a 6.
Oh, never mind. Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. I'm going to. If I've got the right number here. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-oh. That's a lot of... Oh dear. This could go very badly.
As this this gas leaks out and just chokes you up immediately as it's puffed out. All three of you take 49 points of poison damage.
That's a lot of poison damage.
If I had had those temporary hit points, I'd be on the ground.
Same.
Yeah.
Wish I could say the same.
Yeah.
Clonk.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
But the thing is now not moving.
I will just grab Bernia by the scruff of the neck and drag her away to outside the area of the whatever that gas is.
Yeah, I'll grab the other hand, and as I'm doing that, I'll cast Healing Hands, so that's 5 hit points back straight away.
And I was going to cast Cure Wounds.
I'm sure she won't mind.
No.
God.
So that's nice.
4/5 of this party has the ability to heal.
Yeah.
I need to try harder.
I only have one.
It's absolutely perfect in a situation where you've got an ally unconscious, though. So, Bernia, you come back round, having been dragged out of this cloud that you can now see.
This gas is just billowing out of this thing.
Yeah.
Can I use my Ring of the Maker to cast Fabricate on it, using its own armor to seal it?
Interesting. Give me a. Some sort of. Give me an Arcana check.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm good at those. So that's a 12 on the dice. 20.
You are good at those. Yeah, absolutely. You see through this cloud, and you can see the spot that the final blow has struck inside this, and yeah, managed to fold and close this. The gas that's currently there just sort of peters out and billows away, and there's no more gas. And you are left with the corpse of a clockwork golem.
Cool. So, sort of, you'd see Kroll basically sort of shift the ring on his finger and adjust the segments, and then he'd sort of just reach out, and you'd see a pair of spectral sort of tool encrusted hands essentially force this golem closed, and the center of it just closes up.
Has Fabricate got a range to it?
120 feet.
Yeah, no problem. I didn't know if it was a light touch or...
No. I looked at that before I did it. Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm just going to sit on the ground and start coughing and spluttering now.
Yeah.
Because that was a hell of it.
Are you all right? I mean, I've got a little bit more I can do for you if you need some extra.
That was vile.
Yeah, I stopped the gas. I closed it up again.
Thanks.
Is there? I'm just going to take a look around. Is there anything? Is there a rift sort of shimmering in the air still, or are there any more creatures appearing?
Give me a perception check,
A
please.
perception check, because I'm brilliant at that. I mean, 21,
Way.
because I rolled
You-
19.
You've got flight as well, so you
Oh,
can kind of rise up and get a
Yeah.
really good view. This sort of ashen burn landscape that you're now in just spans. You can't see the end of it.
Okay.
This rift has opened in a wide expanse, in the same way that the dinosaurs appeared on the island. It's just a wide scale.
Okay, so there's
swat
nothing sort of
of
shimmering
something.
that we could go through, or
That you don't see an
Okay.
individual rift point. The rift seems to have been a large area which is sort of dispersed amongst, sort of depositing a bit of the future into here.
Okay, cool. Right.
But
Okay.
what you do see
Yep.
are little dots all around of more of these creatures.
Okay, I will, in that case, fly across to the rest of the group. So, don't want to worry anyone, but there seem to be more of these things on the horizon. If you look carefully, you can see them. Plan?
How
We
we
need.
I think Sasha's trying to not retch her guts out at this point. She's just sort of like.
How many more did you see?
How many did I see, dear?
Difficult to say. 2, 3, 4 dozen.
Dozen?
A lot. I
Wow.
would dozens rather than just single figures.
We need to get back to the capital and warn them so they can muster their military and prepare for the assault of these things.
Yes, quite. Sasha, quick question. Do you have any way of contacting your friends? Perhaps they would be well placed to deal with this sort of thing, because it's here now. It's not going to go away, just like the dinosaurs. We need to get out of this area and see how far this rift has opened, so that what sort of size of an area contains these things. I
can
hesitate
only
to say creatures.
communicate if I'm in a town or a city.
Mazdak,
Right,
did
yes.
these things seem to be moving or were they stationary?
I'll check, and I'll fly back up and take a look around. Are they sort of moving to anywhere, or are they just sort of stationary?
There are some that are stationary. There are some that are moving, that are close together and moving in different directions. To the south, there's a cluster of them that all seem to be moving in the same direction.
Is that towards
That
us?
is to the south, no, away
All
from
right,
you.
away from us. Okay, cool. Well, there seem to be some in the south that are going away from us. Others are stationary, seem some sort of guard, but others are moving in some sort of pattern. I think possibly a sentry type pattern.
Well, we are in no fit state to encounter any more today.
Yes,
We need to go back.
We need to move as soon as we possibly can.
Sasha, as Mazdak mentioned, a cluster moving towards the south, you remember on your way over here, you saw large group of people in that direction, which was kind of military maneuvers for one of the houses. So there are, well, as Mazdak said, a few of them, or a cluster of them, heading in that direction.
There was a military party headed south. Hopefully they can deal with it, but...
Well, there are about a dozen of them, so let's hope that military party is quite large.
While this is going on, I'm going to use my last 2 spell slots to cast a Cure Wounds each on Bernia and Sasha. So the one for Sasha will be 10 points of healing. One for Bernia, 9 points of healing.
We need to move
Thank you.
and warn people. Then no soldiers would hold up to something like that.
I mean, we're powerful as a group and we've managed. I mean, I'm okay, but you guys are beaten up.
It wasn't too bad until that gas came out.
Yeah, about that, do you mind if you give me a few minutes just to take a look at this thing?
I'm not getting up anytime soon.
Can I go over and can I inspect the workings of this thing and just see if I can work out sort of general what it is?
Okay.
Or whether I want to establish whether it's dwarven manufacture or not.
Whether it's what?
Dwarven manufacture.
Dwarven, okay.
Because
Me,
I know dwarven work very well.
You should see if you could take that thing that fires out of its middle and we can maybe use it against them.
I mean, not a bad idea, but it depends whether I can get it out without setting off that cloud again.
Okay, give me, if you're just looking rather than tampering, just give me an investigation check.
Okay. 18.
Okay. Yeah, this does feel a little bit dwarven. Very oddly designed,
Yeah.
but you kind of suspect it's from a distant future.
Yeah.
But yeah, this might well be dwarven.
Okay.
But it is, as I say, like clockwork. There's lots of internal workings.
Mhm.
Most of them are just kind of just moving and jittering backwards and forwards now, and not really functioning.
With
The
the
armor's
head
sort of falling off.
With the head section, is there a way to detach the head?
It's all pretty built in. It is, although it is sort of dwarven manufactured, it's sort of also magically created in a way. It's almost, it's odd. It's kind of all these separate little moving bits, but it's also so complicated that it had to have been manufactured in ways you don't understand, so that the bits
Would this have any semblance of similarity to the way that we would have imbued the cannons with magic, but on a much more complex scale?
In a hugely more complex scale. But yes, you can see what you've done previously is rudimentary
Yes.
version of this.
They're building with Lego to building the Taj Mahal.
Yeah. Okay, so obviously I can't detach any of it, but can I pry out any of just a few of the gears just to look at? And while I'm doing this, I'm going to have Kez sort of fly up and start making a full length sketch of it in for me.
Okay.
But I
The-
want to pry out a few of the gears just so I can figure out what they're made of.
The largest opening that you could get to is where this kind of like gas canister was also situated. So you'll have to work very carefully to get around that if you want to.
Yeah, that's fine. Happy to do that.
Give me a dexterity check then, if you'll.
Natural 20 for 23.
Okay, yeah, you can pry out a couple of gears. Be very careful.
Cool.
Your fabrication sealed that canister pretty well.
Nice. Right. I've got a few of these that I'm taking with me. When we get back to the city, I'm going to see if I can find a few old associates and find out if we can figure out what this thing's made of. When we get back to the city,
We'll see if we can get some warning sent out about the other rifts.
well, also I'm going to see if we can contact the Grand Masters and see if we can get that thing transported back home. I mean, if we can take it apart, work out what makes it tick, perhaps we can figure out something, and perhaps I can work in, perhaps if you could help Mazdak with the magic side of things, see if we can figure out something that will give us an advantage when it comes to these rifts.
As long as that tick doesn't become a boom.
While all this is going on, I'm going to ritually cast detect magic.
Okay.
And sit there for 10 minutes just to figure out what school of magic it is, and what kind. I'm guessing it's magical, but I want to know for sure that it's magical. And I want to know what school it is.
School of magic would it be? I don't know what.
Okay. Well, if it doesn't have a particular school, if it's it's just something that I don't know about, then fine.
Yeah.
I'll take that. But it's definitely magical.
I guess. Yes, it's absolutely magical, and probably the biggest feeling you get from it is just enchantment.
Okay. I'll let. Yes, a lot of magic, but I think rather than wasting any more time here, we need to get back to the city and tell people that this has happened, and so that they are aware and formulate a defense plan. Because these things are going to, if they decide to move, they will lay waste. This is not going to be pretty.
We need to see if they can muster some wizards or magic users that can use.
We absolutely do. I would suggest talking to dragons, but the dragons' fire may not assist us here.
But some of them may be able to use the thunder magic,
Yes,
which
indeed
will shake the workings inside it, and some may be able to use acid, which can melt the armor.
Quite. But speaking of dragons, we have been out in the open now for quite some time. Let's get back to the city and see what we can do.
I agree. But
Let's move.
We do need to speak to the Grand Masters and see if we can get this thing brought home, or at least one of them brought back to the city for us to examine in detail.
Yes, indeed. Well, we can send a magical team to get that.
As we're walking along, I'll sort of relay to Mazdak what I found from my investigation, which is dwarven in nature. I agree that it is magical, but it's orders of magnitude more complex. The arcane cannons we're seeing is the height of science for us at the moment. but this is orders of magnitude more complex than anything I've ever seen.
As we're walking, I'm gonna mentally communicate with my elk for it to come back.
Bernia, now that kind of that rush is over, and you're able to kind of, concentrate on your surroundings and on yourself more than during
I think you're upset, Joe.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Was it?
Something I said.
How dare I speak to you?
Sorry. Broke on me there.
So, Bernia, out of the intensity of a fight, you're able to focus on yourself and on your surroundings a bit more, and you feel like an emptiness in this place. And I mean, obviously, there's just dead stuff. There's no grass. It's just sort of burnt ground, and there's charred trees and things. And this is a desolate place to be. Can you just make a nature check for me, please?
Decent roll. Big modifier. Rolled an 18 for 18.
The emptiness that you feel here is disturbingly familiar. There's something about the type of I don't know, biome that this rift has brought through that is familiar back to that core of death that was sat inside that battlefield from 6 months ago.
Mazdak, you spoke of another rift you visited. It had monsters in the past.
Yes.
Come through, yes. Did the landscape change?
No, the landscape was much as it is, or was, then I think it was unchanged. But then it was a fairly remote island, so I would imagine that if the biome from the past was brought forward, then there would not have been a huge change anyway. What I think we're seeing here is the biome from the future being forcibly entered into our present time.
I suggest that it's not in the same future
As
the other one.
Oh, the battle one. Yeah. Well, does it look familiar? Does it look the same or similar type of
yeah, there was
landscape?
only like a smallish sort of 20-25 foot circle right at the center of that battlefield where the explosion had happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty similar to that.
Yeah. Okay. So
I would suggest it paints a grim future.
It certainly does.
One full of death.
We need to try and change that somehow, perhaps. Let's get somewhere where we can talk to the Grandmasters so that they can advise.
I need to warn a lot of people.
It also begs the question that the monster that came through your rift, Bernia, is one of flesh. These are mechanical.
That thing may have been of flesh, but it was not natural.
No, I know, but it would seem that multiple sides are manufacturing these monsters, whether be they mechanical or made of flesh. And one may have been in response to the other.
It sounds like a world devoid of life that only sees conflict.
It seems
Not
like
one that we would wish to see.
No, it does seem like there is war. has prompted these things to be built. And these mechanical pieces seem to be of dwarven origin, so maybe the dwarves are fighting back.
What's to say? All I know is that everything we've seen come from that future reeks of death.
I agree. But it's
And
definitely worrying.
not the peaceful kind that daylight brings.
We better
Let's
get
move.
So you're all heading straight back to the capital.
Yep. How,
Okay.
as we're travelling, I want to try and work out how wide an area this is. So we were at the centre. So
Yes.
if I can calculate the distance of the radius of us going to the edge towards the capital, we can then calculate to see how big an area has been affected, just so we can report back to the
Yeah.
capital and the Grand Masters, etc.
We're going to take us a dirt sample as well.
Yes, absolutely. I want to dig up some for this ash and earth as well.
Yeah.
Take some.
Okay.
on
Yeah,
that.
you
I
can
know.
certainly get.
Go
Sorry,
on.
just let me. Mazak, yeah, you can certainly get a soil sample or something.
Yeah. Good grief.
Sorry. Yeah, as you're traveling, you haven't quite come to the edge of this yet, and you've traveled a couple of miles. Krav, what were you saying?
It's just occurred to me as well. So, in the same vein as that, was there any residue left over from this poisonous gas that spilled out of it on the armor that could be collected as like either in a sort of a condensed liquid form or as a almost like a dust?
There might be some left in the throats of your colleagues. But,
Yeah,
it was a pressurized canister, and as it ruptured, it poofed out. There was not really any, and it's a very low density gas, and it just sort of ended up floating away once it stopped.
Never mind, that's fine. I don't have the equipment to collect from live subjects.
Okay. So as you're traveling back to the northwest, we'll take a quick break.
Cool. Okay. I will stop the map share. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break. So we will be right back very shortly. welcome back. You join us as we're making our way out of the wasteland that has appeared in the future through this rift. I'll hand you back over to the DM.
Yes. So, heading back to the northwest towards the capital, you travel for a good few miles, and eventually, with the capital in sight, you come to the end of this dead zone.
Okay, so how large an area is it?
It is well. How fast are you traveling, actually?
Well, I would imagine that my cloak will have dropped off.
Oh yeah. I think that lasts an hour. And
It's
that
10 minutes.
definitely- 10 minutes.
10
Oh,
minutes.
definitely.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
through the fight, and then as we were, it would have gone off.
Yeah. You've probably travelled 3 or 4 hours to get there from the capital, so there's a similar sort of time back.
Okay.
So, what's an average sort of travel speed?
Well, our walking speed is average about 30, isn't it? So
Well, I mean, in terms of miles an hour. What's
It's probably
4
gonna be
miles an hour, wouldn't it?
about,
is it
about
4?
about
Yeah, that's
4.
what I had in mind. I think I've actually got it written
The DM
on
screen.
my actual DM screen. Yeah,
I've got one of those.
I should. The same one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I should put it here just to make it look more official.
Yeah, absolutely. But then we wouldn't be able to see the guinea pigs, and that would be bad.
Mine's got a white dragon on it, I think.
I thought you said somewhere.
If we
Anyone knows travel pace. Yeah, fast pace is 4 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's probably 15-mile radius.
Oof. That's big. So, if this is circular, then we're talking a 30-mile diameter. That's a large area. That's not good.
no,
We need
It's
to get
not.
them. We need to get the Grandmasters informed now. So, as soon as we get back to the capital, what we should do is split up. Sasha, you and somebody need to go to your contacts and the houses and the officials here and make it known that what has happened and what the details are. I suggest myself, Dalen, and possibly Kral go to the portal room to see if the portals are active. If they are, we need to go through and immediately get a team from the university back here to contain this area. Some sort of magical warding would be a good plan. You think?
I agree.
Yes.
Bernier, you
Slice.
Bernier,
Are
could
you-
you stay with Sasha so that we don't, we don't really want anybody alone?
Yes. That
Perhaps
makes sense.
even Dalen, you should stay here with them.
I can do that.
And then, because we're just going to teleport straight so we can be back fairly swiftly.
Okay.
So yeah, we're...
Yeah.
Kral and I
So
will find the
As
teleportation
you
room.
get back into the city, you split up into the two groups. Sasha and Bernier heading to
Sasha,
the
Bernier,
Shadow
and
Singers,
Dalen as well.
and Dalen.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other two are heading to the embassy to see about the portals. Okay. So we'll get to that first. You enter the embassy chamber as you saw it, and you are greeted by an Aasimar there who welcomes you. Oh, hello.
Hello, Mazdak and Kral. Did we see you on the way through? I'm not sure we did. I think one of your colleagues may have been here.
Yes. Wasn't me.
Are
How can I help?
you probably aware of the magical pulse that occurred, temporal
Yes.
anomaly? We were investigating. We know exactly where it is located. We need to get back to the university and get a team through here as soon as possible. Are the portals working?
I'm afraid I'm under strict orders to lock down the portals. No one can travel.
Right. Okay.
Probably a few days.
I mean,
What
we're
I'll
on
do
the
then
bus-
is sorry, Kral, go ahead.
I mean, we're on the business of the Grandmasters. I appreciate that they're locked down, but
They are
I mean-
locked down for safety, though. Kral.
Yeah.
We could just magically implode, which is incredibly unpleasant.
do you have a way of getting a
Well,
message to?
What we could do, and I will tear a piece of paper out of one of my normal books, not my actual proper book, one of my other books, and write a message to
Stanyard.
Grandmaster Stanyard, and I will write another one to to Lucrezia
Lillian?
and one to Lillian,
Okay.
all saying the same thing, giving the location of the rift. It's about 30 miles in diameter. Large clockwork automata golem types powered by arcane magic, possibly enchantment magic, and we need to get a team here as soon as possible, as there are dozens of these things, and we had a huge problem taking down one.
Okay.
And I would write that out 3 times and say, so these can be put through the portals. They are not human or biological in any way. They are paper. I would urge you to do this immediately. One's for Grandmaster Stanyard, one for Grandmaster Lillian, and one for Lucrezia.
Could
Right.
somebody just use a sending spell?
I
Rather
don't
than
have a
putting-
sending spell.
I mean,
I
if
was
you
going
put
to
those,
say, yes, while I appreciate the paper cannot be harmed by going through the portal, the message we have received is that
Nothing goes through.
things
Perfect.
going through portals don't turn up where they're meant to,
So,
or possibly when they're meant to.
okay. Wait.
But we do have a somebody here that could
Do a sending spell?
sending spell the message
Okay.
for you.
I will take the pieces of paper back. And so, could we see that person or persons now?
Yes, let me go get her, and just moves off. And then a few minutes later, rather big, draggled, and sort of put out looking dwarf comes through. What is it?
Hello. My name's Mazdak. This is Kral. We are the investigators, or part of the team of investigators sent for the magical rift problem. We need to get a message to 3 messages: one to Grandmaster Stanyard, one to Master Lillian, and one to Lucrezia, all saying the same thing. Here is, and I'll give them one of the pieces of paper that I wrote it on. This is the message. If you could send those as soon as possible, otherwise the city may be overrun by automata that will kill everyone.
Right. Well, I can't send 3 messages. I can do you one.
Then Grandmaster Stanyard, please.
The Grandmaster. Okay. Right. Okay.
I mean, would
Enthused about speaking directly to the Grandmaster. But,
just tell him that Mazdak, you're speaking on behalf of Mazdak, and he will be fine.
right, but I've only got, if you know how sending works, I've only got 25 words. So do I just say Mazdak says,
Absolutely.
and
Then the message, yes.
that'll be okay?
Yes.
You know, okay. Crow, were you about to say something?
I was going to say, if he was going to have trouble connecting to the Grandmaster, then, you know, could he sort of like touch or sort of hold hands with us to form that connection through us? But he seems to know him, and he's just not keen on talking to him.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
dwarves.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, he takes the note and goes into a back room and comes out just a minute later. Right, I sent the message.
Was there a reply?
He popped back. He said, "Message received." He'll
It's going to be a
send
few
someone
days.
as soon as he can.
Yes, well, it'll be a few days before the portals are safe to use again. So,
Right.
thank you very much for your assistance. Do we owe you any coin for this?
No, we've all received notice to help the investigators
Oh,
as we
splendid.
can.
Thank you.
Right.
That's amazing. Fantastic.
Um,
So, magical defenses. Who do we see about those?
or can you put a message out to the noble houses who that they're going to have to muster their armies, but they're going to
Sasha
need.
is dealing with that.
I mean, they're going to need magic users.
That's why I
Is
was
there any-
talking about the.
Yeah.
If we can find out magical defenses, we can coordinate with the houses when Sasha rouses them. Perhaps.
Yeah. I'll get a message out to the local houses. Good luck getting them to cooperate, though. You know what they're like.
Yes.
Well, they got two choices: they cooperate and they survive, or they refuse to cooperate, and this is the end of their society as they know it. Their choice.
It is a
Right.
fair assessment. And
Yep.
who's in charge of magic in the city?
No one really. It's not like Kantichi where there's a hierarchy.
Right. Okay. How many mages do we have here? How many wizards do we have here in the embassy?
Like 3.
Right. Okay.
And let me tell you that we don't get posted out here because we're good wizards.
Okay.
Right.
Can I
Okay.
refine that question a little bit? How many mages have we got that are capable of working battle magic?
Maybe 1.5.
One and a
Right.
half. Okay. I think the
Well,
best
I
thing
can
to
do a bit, but not much. I'm just putting myself as a half.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
think what we do is stand by, ready for the portals to be active again. I think that's our best defense magically at the moment. Kral and I will go and keep watch, I suppose.
That's all we can do, but I'm pretty tapped when it comes to magic.
That's okay. I've got plenty of spells left.
I mean, I've still got this, and just brandishes his crossbow.
Well, right. Yes, indeed. I'm sure we'll be absolutely fine.
Right.
Right, well, off with you then.
Indeed, we'll sort of wander back out of the embassy.
Do we head to the bathhouse where we met Sasha's friend before, if that's where she was
I-
going?
Think so, but before we do so, no, I think it's okay. Okay, no, that's fine.
Right. Come on.
Okay. So, the other 3/2, because Dalen's just wandered off. He saw
Yeah.
something shiny.
Yes, indeed.
There he is.
There he is.
He saw a graveyard or something and was just drawn to it.
Yeah.
It's a damn dog keeps wanting to go out.
Yeah.
I'm probably sure the local undertakers and professional interest went to have a look.
Yeah, so the three of you get to the massage parlor that you know that Azrael works from, or the Shadow Singers as a whole work from. Sasha, you give basic interaction with the person on the desk. It's the same person that you saw previously, who just sort of goes, "Yep, come on," and takes you down. It's much quieter here at the moment than it was when you were here before.
I need a beer and I need Azrael immediately.
Yes, certainly, Sasha. And like, pours a beer quickly, slides it across. Anything for your companions?
Do you guys want a drink?
Yes.
Another 2.
I'll get Azrael as well. I'll get him first. Oh, excuse me. So they wander off into a side room and come out pretty quickly with Azrael as he was told that Sasha was back. As the bar person come back, tries to mention something about money, and Azrael tells him to shut up. He says, "So, been having a fun day?
We need to get a message out to everybody that we can.
It's serious then."
It's serious.
Super. Come sit. He takes her off to this round booth.
Some mechanical creature emerged from the rift. We managed to defeat it, but it was hard going. This creature seems immune to many things. I'm assuming that Kral, Mazdak, and Dalen filled us in on everything that they've learned.
Yes, absolutely.
Fire
you
cannot
had
harm.
You had like a 4-hour journey back. That you wouldn't have shot Mazdak up about it.
Fire cannot harm it, and it seems to only take damage from weapons that are magical in nature. And we as a whole are not inclined that way naturally.
No, that is...
So we're going to need all the help we can get. Can you get a message to my father and the other heads of houses that this is of utmost importance?
Certainly, of course. He just clicks and...
There were a large number moving south from where we were as well. We did see some troop movement down there, and maybe they have been decimated already.
Well, we need to scour everyone who's here, holiday makers, tourists,
to the south
see if any magic users can help.
Where was this? To the south of where?
I'll explain exactly where it is to the best of my knowledge. You remember that lake with the tree and the little island in the centre with the pillars?
Yes, that's just north of that's the Randolph territory. So that
the land there has been decimated and turned to ash. For how much did Mazdak say?
30-mile diameter.
30-mile diameter.
My word. Right, and did you say you defeated the creature?
One, but Mazdak claims to have seen dozens of portals.
No, not portals, creatures.
Yeah.
Creatures.
Yeah, effectively the rift expanded to that 30-mile diameter, and everything within that kind of came through.
Was it more and more of the same things, or was it different?
I mean, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like more mechanical bipeds. Right, well, yes, we need to...
They don't seem very dexterous. That's one of the few things I think we can work to our favour.
Okay. We can work up with some strategies with that. Our biggest challenge is going to be coordinating defense against these things.
I know the houses are not going to like it, but they have no choice.
You know us, we're a bunch of mercenaries. We're not exactly an army. So we're going to need to speak to the houses.
We need all the bodies we can, as we are. Otherwise, nobody's coming out of this.
Yeah. Right. We will get I will dispatch riders to the Randall.
Tell my father, and he will instigate everything else with the houses.
Yes, well, things have been changing around here since you left, Sasha. There are alliances forming between the houses, and that may be good. That may work to our benefit, but it may also hinder if territory under attack is between alliance territories.
Then they're all fools.
Well, we already knew that. But your father is a good man, and he will, I'm sure, try to bond everyone together. So, what do we do then? And probably by now, because Mazdak and Crow, you're only probably 5 minutes behind at most. You've probably caught up and been shown downstairs at this point, so we can bring you in.
By this point, Sasha's probably at least on her second, if not her third beer.
No doubt.
Right. So, sorry, Azrael. Mazdak, hello. These things are mechanical and magical all at the same time. So I don't know if Sasha's explained that they have certain resistances, fire, etc. Yes. Do you know of any? We asked at the embassy, but they're not really battle wizards. They are desk wizards. So they're not going to be of much use, I don't think. Do you know of any other magical users in the city that we could ask for assistance? We can pay them if it's necessary, but we really do need help.
I mean,
there may be some tourists. We can rally.
Can you send out to the dwarves for a shipment of magical weapons? I mean, we need everything we can get. I mean, your basic soldiers ain't gonna do nothing against this thing. I mean, it nearly killed the 3 of them.
Yes, we've got to be careful about the gas as well. That's what nearly done me in.
I mean, I managed to force the casing closed, but it definitely needs to be a warning.
The dwarves are an interesting option, but I suspect it would take longer for them to deliver any substantial number of weapons here. I assume the portals have been closed?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, it's incredibly dangerous to use any kind of portal magic at the moment until we are... I mean, the mages are working on this, the wizards are working to ensure they are safe as soon as possible, but unfortunately we are without outside assistance.
I mean...
The last time, what was it, 3 weeks ago, they shut the portals down as well, and that was, what, 3 or 4 days?
Yes, this was a particularly large expert, so it may be that
longer.
It may be longer.
I will send word to the dwarves, but it takes a while to get down from the mountain and then to distribute any substantial amount of weapons.
They just send a squad of dwarves to assist.
I mean, they shut the portals down, but does it affect teleportation magic as well?
Yes.
Directly?
Yes, it does. We've been warned several times not to use teleportation circles or any kind of portaling magic because it's not possible to know where or even when you're going to arrive. If you arrive.
Yes, it has caused some problems in the wake of the last few rifts. even something as simple as Dimension Door has sent people missing.
I've got an idea. Now, thunder magic seemed to rattle the workings of these things.
Hmm.
Do you think with the materials and our chemical knowledge in this city, we could start to form essentially what we could use as bombs that could mimic the same sort of effect?
I'm sure I can get hold of something. Of course, I have contacts. Actually, just a thought. But you mentioned about other magical users. Go to the temple. Priests tend to be fairly magical. Perhaps there's some assistance to be had there.
Dalen did quite a lot of damage to it.
Yes, it was mainly necrotic damage.
Well, quite. But damage is damage.
A necrotic priest, eh?
But I mean, if you can weaken the armor with necrotic damage, you could cause holes to open the inner workings of it.
I don't suppose you tried Radiant, did you? Anyone?
I have a little bit of that.
That's all you're going to get from the priests here.
Yeah. I mean,
it was as effective as any other magic that wasn't fire or.
These things absorb fire.
Right, so we're going to the temples. Which temples are here in the city? I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with.
You will only find temples to Amriel.
Right. Okay.
Sasha will be able to point you the way.
Fine.
Yes, indeed.
Perhaps I'm just saying, just in this one particular case, perhaps I'm not the person to be talking to priests of Amriel. Perhaps Dalen should be the one to talk to the priests. He is a priest.
Either that or Sasha, considering she's from here.
I'm a follower of Amriel.
Oh well, in that case, then you should take the lead in that completely.
But
Right.
Dalen might also be able to speak their language as well.
I can do that.
Do you speak Celestial then?
I beg your pardon?
I was suggesting more that
Yes.
cleric to cleric.
Yes, I can.
So there, no.
Yeah.
I'll raise an eyebrow at that and smile a little bit.
And as we'll kind of say in Celestial to you, Dalen, you're curious. Come and see me when you want work.
Thank you.
So, go see the priests, see if they've got anything they can rustle up. Even if they can help to keep people alive. That would
Also,
be useful.
Acidic damage. So if you have any supplies with that can drop sort of acid explosions upon them, would be.
I mean,
wise.
don't leather workers work with some kind of acid sometimes?
Well, they're fairly weak acids, but I suppose you could make them stronger.
I mean, the more caustic, the better.
Yes.
But they would have to have a supplier. It could be that supplier can get something stronger.
I'm sure Mr. Asriel will know exactly who to contact and what to do.
There are not many trades around here. We do not make money from creating things, so it is difficult to suggest any one place that will contain any useful amount of things.
To the priests.
Well, so this may be a time for you to identify a niche market and diversify your business.
My business does perfectly well, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, it might just save your life, but sure.
Well, that's what I've got Sasha for.
It looks like she's had not 10 rounds with the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, Carl will basically just look sideline at Sasha, chuckle, and then turn and follow the rest.
Okay. So you're all just wandering out.
Yeah, following Sasha, because Sasha knows how to get to the temple.
When we go see these priests, I suggest that we do what we need to do and then find somewhere to bed down for the night.
Rest would be good.
Absolutely.
I mean, perhaps we can lean on your friend Sasha, and perhaps he can provide a place to stay that's not going to rip us off.
I have a room at the quarters. He'll make room for us.
Right, that's good. That's good.
I'm not his second for nothing.
He's a strange one.
Why do you think I gravitated towards him?
That's a fair point.
I tried my life to be his least. I can't think of the word. It was there and it went.
Complicated?
No, that wasn't it.
Conformist?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. So as you make it back out to street level, Sasha, you can point at a obnoxiously large building to the north, not far from the coast. That is Church of Amriel.
I will go in and do the usual blessing type, where you go in and just pay your respects and say a little prayer and everything like that. Yeah. You do the DISCO kind of video.
Okay, so who's going in?
I'll go in.
I think it was just me and Dalen, I think.
I'll follow in out of curiosity more than anything else.
Going to stay outside, and I'm gonna disappear and see if I can find a jeweler's shop. So I need to buy some diamonds.
Okay.
Because Chromatic Orb uses diamonds. I've just noticed.
It consumes them.
It doesn't consume it. You just need a diamond worth 50 gold. It doesn't consume it.
I thought it consumed it. Okay.
No,
It works as a focus.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Forget that. I don't need to do that then.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm just going to sit on
You
the steps
have one to
outside.
begin with to be able to cast it.
I think I thought I did, but obviously I don't. So if you want to rewind time and make sure that didn't happen.
Yeah, we're going to go all the way back to about 10 to
That's right again.
Yeah, I mean, I
We'll redo the fight. I think you... Did you miss? No, you didn't miss. That was the acid damage. No, of course
I'm
not.
sure I had one.
I think it was only about 9 or 10 points of damage or something along those lines.
So we're all dead now, right? Okay, cool. Okay, can I find somewhere to buy a 50 gold diamond?
Yes, there's going to be...
Okay.
There will be places selling trinkets and things.
Okay.
Yeah, for ease of you, let's just say you find somewhere, put one in your inventory, take out 50 gold, job done.
Just done that. Sorry about that. I do apologise.
No. With these things, it's difficult to keep track of everything. So, as Carl, were you going in?
No. I'm going to sit outside. I'm going to sit outside on the steps. And I'm just going to keep a watch and see if there's anybody sort of lingering a little bit too long, maybe watching us.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
It's a 14 on the dice.
Sasha might
19
suggest
total.
that you put detect magic on, and anyone who even has a whisper of magic just go, "Oi, come with us! You're being recruited."
Yeah, you've been drafted.
19 total.
Carl, you sit there, sort of back against the church on a bench outside, and just keep a casual eye out.
So he'd be sat there, but he'd pull that wide brim hat slightly forward, so he'd be sort of just lean back, and he looks like he's dozing.
Inconspicuous giant turtle man.
Yeah, basically.
Yes, as you do that, what was it, 19?
Yeah.
You don't see anyone particularly lingering for that kind of thing. There's people that look at you and think, can I pickpocket him? But no, nothing too suspicious.
Okay.
So the three of you, as you go inside, this is a lovely place, and clearly there's a lot of money that passes through this kind of establishment. It's very, very rich and a little ostentatious. But you're greeted warmly as you enter. Particularly you, Sasha, as you're sort of one of the people here. Good afternoon. How may I help? Are you here to pray?
I'm afraid that peace is not with us right now. What we need is protection.
It brings me sorrow to hear this, sister. Whatever is the trouble?
And I'll explain about everything that's happened with the rifts and that there are mechanical creatures coming out to try and, cause as much damage as possible, and that we need as many magic users as we can muster.
I will, please come in and sit down. I will go and fetch name of high-ranked person here. I was trying to think of a title, like what would the high priestess, obviously, the high priest. That makes sense. Just stick with the conformed titles everywhere, so things make some sort of sense. So they move off, and you sat down, and it's nice being here, Sasha. You've obviously been in this place before. It's very comforting to you. Dalen, this is very kind of odd, given your religious leaning. This is a very strange place. It gives you an odd feeling being here. This is the temple of life, and this is the sort of, I don't know, it's not like the holy city that's further to the east, but this is definitely a large part of that infrastructure across countries. And as a priest of death, this is an odd place for you to find yourself.
Life and death are two sides of the same coin, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it's a bit strange, but probably also...
You're not melting at the eyeballs or anything, but it's just a bit odd to be in such a place. And Bernier, this feels nicer to you, certainly. Life and nature go very much hand in hand. So this is
Sitting here is the neutral between the two.
Yeah.
It's probably a bit too inside for me, though.
Yes. Your temples would rather have columns of tree.
It's just a canopy of trees, isn't it, really?
Yeah. Well, even the temple of Megala you went to in Kantichi, all of the stonework was constructed and sculpted into tree trunks and things, and it felt like you were under a canopy. Not so much here though. But so a few moments later, a tall Asama lady comes to you. I hear there are troubles.
I'm afraid so, High Priestess.
Well, please let me offer my assistance with whatever the church can assist with.
We are to be attacked by a series of mechanical creatures that have emerged from a rift.
Mechanical creatures. Amriel has not warned me of this. Curious.
We came from the site where they emerged merely hours ago. They've decimated a 30-mile
Diameter.
diameter
Right.
of land. It has now just turned to dust and ash. And this one creature itself nearly took out my entire party. And there are dozens of them heading in every which direction.
Of course we would offer our assistance, but we are not warriors. What can we hope to do other than heal?
I mean, healing it in itself would be invaluable, but if there is anyone who has any know-how of making weapons magical or any battle magic at all, that would be of assistance. Nothing with fire, though, because that has the opposite effect.
Yes, fire magic is not our specialty.
But Radiant does the job.
Well, that at least is reassuring. Please, she looks very troubled. Please,
I'm sorry to have brought this on you, High Priestess, but it is
these are troubled
an
times,
urgent matter.
and we must help each other to try and get through this. Please bear with me. If you could wait here for a while,
Of course.
sit and pray. I will try to speak with Amriel herself to ask for guidance in this matter. If there's anything you require, if you need anything to drink, please ask the sisters. You also let our healing wash upon you as well while you are here.
Yeah, I imagine all three of us look a bit worse
Yeah.
for wear.
Hey, you're the three that got hit by the poison as well, aren't you? You, all three. She sort of starts just looking at Diana. All three look like you could use our assistance.
That would be most gracious of you, my priestess.
She kind of just about turns and walks down the aisle between the pews and off to a room to the left.
I'll go and put 30 gold in a donation
Very good. Yeah.
box thing.
Yeah. So yeah, Mazdak, you'll have popped out and
Yep.
done some
On my
light shopping.
recce for diamonds, did I stumble across any bookstores at all?
Yeah, there have been a bookstore towards, or not far from where the
Okay.
jewellery was.
I probably wouldn't have been able to help myself. I would have had to have gone in and just do a quick scan to see if there's any magical books or books on. Yeah, books on magical, not magical. Yeah, any magical books at all.
I think your best to find is Tusk Glove.
Yeah.
I just got this is a very touristy type
Yeah,
of bookshop.
I'm not
There's-
expecting anything, but I couldn't. I had to do it.
yeah. There's lots on the local tourism, and there's a small fictional section,
Is
but
there
almost
any-
nothing on magic.
Thinking about it, are there any sort of historical or touristy defences of the city type thing? Sort of a history of wars and that sort of thing.
absolutely, there would be a history of Oninia or various types of book along those lines. And
Yeah, I'm looking for something to sort of like we showed like here were city walls that were defensible, or here were just sort of. Mazdak doesn't really do war, but he understands that to defend somewhere you have to have big war, like we did when we were defending the villages.
yeah.
So, yeah, something along those lines.
There, you just do me a quick investigation check,
Investigation.
because there'll be some details within books without just scanning the covers.
13.
13. Yeah, I'll say you come across a book that is to do with the sort of political history of the country, and that has a chapter which goes into the ongoing feuding nature of the houses, and has some talk of the sort of defences put up
Cool.
by these houses.
Okay. I will pay for that, however much that is, and take it with me.
Call it a gold.
A gold. Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Krog, you continue to sit and watch the world pass by, unless you're doing anything in that time.
Nope. Just
Okay.
sitting there chilling.
Fair enough. There's a nice sea breeze coming across. You're not far from the coast here,
Yep.
so you can feel that real nice salty air.
Yeah.
And fresh. So it's very good for you.
Yeah.
And the three inside, are you gonna say anything while you wait for the high priestess?
Just gonna sit and look around, sort of take in the differences and
Yeah.
the strangeness of it.
Kind of doing the same, kind of seeing what it's like to be in a place that's very religious, but for less warmongery reasons.
What's do we take healing? Do we? She said she was going to heal us.
Oh yeah, yes. You have one of the person that greeted you does offer you refreshments and healing while you're in there. What's the? Let me just roll some healing for you. Is that's it. Do-do-do. Okay, that's. I'm going to put all of those away. So you each get 22 points of healing.
That's very handy.
lovely.
Thank you. I'll just bow my head to her and say thank you, sister.
So you sit and wait. Sasha, are you doing anything in this time?
I'd probably pray for a little bit and then get restless because Sasha's not really one to sit still for too long.
No.
So just sort of walk up and down a little bit, just sort of looking around and admiring things, and then sort of getting restless again and moving around.
Yeah. There's lots of people in and out of this very touristy church over that time, but about 20 minutes pass. The high priestess comes back out, looking a bit more reassured than when she left. And she just goes up to you, Sasha, wherever you're pacing. I have had the good fortune of conversing directly with Mighty Amriel, and she has advised that we assist in this matter. we would need to have some sort of army to work behind. We are not
Of course.
go out and fight, but if we position ourselves as a supporting line behind a united front, then we will be happy to do so. Have you spoken with any of the houses and tried to formulate any sort of defense?
I've sent out messages to Lord Dalen. Hartwood. My father.
Ooh.
Oh, you're of the Hartwood houses.
So Dalen's your father. Awesome.
Not that Dalen.
Okay.
Dalen with 2 L's, an I and an N.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Dalen.
Yep.
Dallin. Yeah, I read it as Dallin. Dorlin.
Yeah, sorry, I can't read my own typing. And I am also a member of the Shadow Singers, so Azrael is also putting out feelers.
Interesting. Shadow singing Hartwood.
I'm nothing if not unconventional.
Right.
That was the word I was looking for earlier.
Yeah, found it. Well done.
So, what I would say then is, once your feelers have returned communique, and you can organise some sort of defence, then please come and contact me, and I will assist in the organisation of our healing services.
Thank you, High Priestess. I am most grateful.
Thank you, sister.
Amriel, bless us all. May she protect us in this time.
May she forever and always. And yeah, she goes back to her business. So the three of you in the church have recruited some healers.
Right. I will sort of pay my respects again before I leave. And then I will exit the building.
As you exit, you'll see Mazdak is sitting reading a book on the history of Oninia, and he's paying particular attention to a chapter that is entitled the history of the houses and the warfare and all of that sort of thing, and the defences that they've used in the past. Just sort of reading it.
Yeah, Sasha, you'd recognise that book. It's one that you were forced to read as a child. Not sure how much of it sunk in, though, at the time.
It's a bit dry, that book.
Oh, no.
You'll probably enjoy it.
Quite the opposite. It's quite entertaining. Did you know that... well, you see, there are many houses, you see, and you've probably known this already, but for everybody else's benefit, that in older times they would clash together, but was there any instances in this book of the houses joining together and forming alliances?
There have been a few occasions when one house sort of got particularly strong, and some of the other smaller houses sort of banded together as temporary alliances to, counterbalance that. Because, we've got a solid history of that working in Europe.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So you see, what happens is generally in these sort of situations is that one house will get more power, and the others will join together to band together to counterbalance that. So what we've got to do, I think, is to sell the attack as an attack on all of the houses, and to overrun them so they no longer are in power, even threatening their very bases themselves, and they should theoretically band together to repel the threat even on a temporary basis, stop killing each other to a common enemy type of thing. If we can convince them, and I'm sure that Sasha, you're the person for the job, obviously. I will, of course, assist if you require me, because I do know a thing or two, certainly since reading this, of military tactics now.
Not so much me, I'm afraid, but I know we will have the allegiance of at least 2 houses.
Excellent, but Bernia, I believe, is a military expert, so she could give weight to the enormity of the threat and the reasoning behind.
But I feel like maybe we could use their pride against them if we declare that those who are not prepared to step up are
obviously
fearful.
traitors. Obviously traitors to the whole country of Anenia.
When people are intent on hating each other, it is difficult.
Oh, I'm sure they don't really hate each other. It just seems that they've just a balance of power has to be struck all the time, which tends to work in these sorts of situations. I'm sure we can convince them. Not a problem.
As I said before, it's one big pissing competition.
Exactly. It's easily. It's much like wizards and towers. You see, one wizard gets a lot of power, another bunch of wizards bound together to balance it out.
But we
this
will
is why
have
we now
the
have
Harfoots.
a mage council. You see, a wizards council, because that's how we stop these petty squabbles from getting out of hand.
We have the Heartwoods and the Whitehills, at least. This I know for certain.
Marvellous.
It's all going to be how it's positioned to them, and I mean, the way that you position it to them is you all band together and work together, or you all die alone, and it is that simple. They will all die if they don't work together, and there will be nobody to compare themselves against.
Right, so we were going to. What time of day is it, DM, please?
Oh, I think it's been a long day and it's very much evening.
Is it Betty Buy's time? Is what I'm saying.
It's probably Betty Buy's time, yeah.
So,
would the wizards in the portal room, would they have got the message out to the city defences?
Well, the city defences are not really. You have to understand, the wizards in the city are not from Anenia. They are in the embassy of Cantici.
Bottom line, there are no defences.
So there are no magical defences of this city, as I'm sure you're aware.
Yes.
We have in the embassy 3 wizards, one of which may be useful on a battlefield. It would be much better if they concentrated on getting the portals up and running, rather than trying to assist us and possibly making things worse. So I think on a magical basis, we're it.
Right. But we at least need some sort of early warning. That you can do without magic.
I mean, this is a military thing now. It's not magical.
I think they would need to send scouts out to keep watch.
Exactly.
Can your friend use his contacts to get scouting parties out and warn? I would suggest a relay team spread out along probably a 3 or 4 mile radius outside the city.
I mean, Bernia would be the best person to ask for tactical advice. Surely she was in the military for a long time. Also, Kral, obviously, with associating with the military, you may well have a certain amount of knowledge. If you two would perhaps talk to Azrael and explain what is needed.
I think what we must not forget that this is not our fights per se. This is now a fight for the city and the country to take control of.
Indeed, all we are doing is
maybe, but they need to do this.
I agree. We need to focus on the wider issue, but we're stuck here for 3, maybe 4 days, and judging on these things, we're possibly going to have to go into battle on behalf of these people again. We need to at least try and build a safe haven for ourselves while we wait to get back home and deliver our report.
Mazdak, I may have been in the military, but I was not a tactician. I am a...
Well, you know, I'm sure that you know how to speak to these types of people, yes?
I know how to inspire them to fight.
No. I'm talking about the commanders and stuff. You know how to report to them and to advise and generally interpret their commands so that into a rational set of behaviour. As I have noticed that military commanders tend to be a little bit what's the word? Gung ho.
I also point out that I am of Valaya, not of Aninia, and B, I am retired.
Yes, but as Dalen has said, we are not in the fight. We are advising on the fight.
And a soldier is a soldier is a soldier. You will speak their language.
But there's no centralized army or defense here. There is divided amongst them. There's
Mostly every house for themselves.
Well, so we just give up and leave them to it? Is that what we're saying?
No.
No, we tell the houses and they have to make it work.
Well, yes.
It is their town, it is their city, it is their country.
Yes, but that's why I'm saying that Bernia may be a good person to assist in this endeavour.
Well, I think we just tell Azrael what we need them to do, and then he can use his contacts to get their individual unit commanders to enact whatever we need.
If that's what you decide, then fine.
I think. But I agree with what Dalen said. We do need early warning, scouts outside the city.
Anyway, let us take some rest before we do anything else. Obviously, we can talk to Mr. Azrael again.
We have the support and magic of the temple.
Oh, well, that's good. Are they battle priests like Dalen
They
here?
can offer us healing,
Healing is very good. That's always a good thing.
and that is
And
the
also-
extent of their magic.
Not with the maces like Dalen, because he's very good at that sort of thing, you know.
There's nobody else quite like Dalen.
Well, no, I wasn't expecting, a whole battalion of Dalens. That would be amazing. But no, I was expecting maybe one or two would be frontline.
Umriel is a god of peace and protection. They don't generally tend to go into battle unless
Right.
the need arises.
Yeah.
But even on that, if they can keep some of the troops in combat for longer, it's going to help
Absolutely.
at least bring these things down.
So, to bed.
Yeah.
Azrael will give us board. I know it. If not, I'll pay for it. He won't mind. I'm sure there's some spare room somewhere.
Okay.
So you're going back to the massage parlour,
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. Back to
Yeah.
HQ.
back to HQ. There's a few more people kicking around now, and Azrael is sat there in his normal booth, just sort of working around writing letters.
Has my father got back to you yet?
Oh, pleasure. Welcome back. No, not yet. I've been sending out communications. This isn't my normal line of work, but I'm trying to get messages out. It's important. But nobody's
Yes.
paying me for this,
You won't be able to be paid if you're dead, Az.
I know.
And look how hard that thing hit me, and that was only one of them.
Mazdak, on hearing of not being paid, just drops like 200 gold on the table. There you go.
Thank you.
Do you feel better now, Az?
Of course. Ah,
On that note,
very good.
you're happy to put us up, aren't you?
Yes. I
My
think
room's
so.
still. My room hasn't been taken over by him yet, has it?
Yeah, I'll try it. But no. No, your room's still there.
Good.
I'm not sure if you'll get all 5 of you in there at a squeeze. Are you that kind of group? None of my business.
If you can spare another room, me and you will group.
There's another room opposite. Yes.
Then you come back with me and the boys can bunk together.
Okay. Just ask at the bar for the key to room 3 as well. And
You're
yes,
still doing the good grub.
yeah, yes, food's good. Food's good.
I did tell you that chef would be a good investment.
You were right, of course. So, anyway, I think we all need some sleep. It's been a long day.
God, yes.
In the morning, I would suggest, Sasha, that you try to rally some of the local houses. Speak to the McLarens, the Lacarbos, and the Stainers. I will give you those names.
Please do.
You would know they're the kind of 3-men houses. The McLarens are probably the biggest, but the Lacarbos and Stainers kind of keep them keep themselves in business as well. Yeah, speak to them. If anything comes at the city, then we need those to be ready. I've sent message to what did I do with his name? Lars and Vassen, the Randolphs, where you said that there were a group of them heading. I got a rider straight there. I've not heard back yet, but hopefully that information will help to save some lives. But yes, lots more work to do. So go get some rest.
Thank you, Az.
Good night. And that's where we'll leave it tonight.
Cool.
Because although Azriel was clearly visibly very tired,
Yes.
also might be that I'm tired as well. So that just works.
Method acting.
That didn't come through at all. That was all Azriel. That was Don't know what you were talking about there. No, that was really good. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, everyone. That was really good fun.
I did think that thing was going to kill us. It was doing so much damage. I only had 2 spells left.
I could almost guarantee if I'd have got caught by a hit from that, Mazdak out.
Yep,
I've got
dead.
16 permanent hit points. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't for those temporary hit points, I was kind of scarily close to a one-shot kill with that, because that was 49 damage from the poison. That's over my HP maximum.
I have 49 hit points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that would have auto
I
killed
have-
Mazdak.
Yeah.
I have 60,
Dead.
but I was on 41 from the fight at the bar after being healed up. So I wasn't at my full going into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you taken quite a bit of damage through that fight? How did you stay up from that poison?
Because after the initial damage from the cannon, all the other hits got reduced
Yeah.
because of rage, and my sword also gave me a little bit of healing back.
And the temporary hit points as well.
And yeah, I kept getting temporary hit points stacked on. Well, not
Yeah.
stacked, but
You-
every
yeah.
time I lost some, I gained some more. So it's like the first hit took me down to 1, and then Jay's heroism put me back up to 4, and then I lost that, and then I got given another 11, and then that got up to 13. So
There's a lot of healing in this pie actually. Yeah.
Didn't even use any of mine.
Mm.
To be
Didn't use
fair,
any
I
of
mean,
mine either. Wait.
I actually got to set up and be a bit more utility like I wanted to be tonight
Yeah.
with the fairy fire and the protector.
Yeah, that was good. Between the pair of you, Mazdak and Kraft, the grease and the fairy fire made a huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that thing came with a little over 200 health. Nobody that hit it did so with non-magical damage, which was good because that would have been resisted. And with the fire, poison, and what was the other immunity it had? Psychic.
Yeah.
It was a defensive tank, and you just
Well,
kept chipping away at it.
I think I did about half its health damage in total because I did at least 320 odd something
Probably.
damage and a 30 odd something.
Bernie did 65 in one round.
Yeah, but Mazdak killed it.
No, it was I did 60 in one round.
In 60.
Yeah, because I did 69 damage total. I realise.
Nice.
Nice. We're all conditioned now, aren't we?
Yes.
Nice.
To be fair, I've been reading a bit more into what my actual class can do, so I've been trying a few more different things.
Artificer is a fantastically utilitarian.
Fucking Tificer.
I played one for 15 levels, James. I can pronounce it how I like.
I mean, that's fair.
Dwarf with crazy contraptions is a fantastic class. Though I think, I don't know for certain, but I think the alchemical homunculus can only deliver touch spells.
I don't know. I'll have to have a look at it properly.
Yeah, I think it can because it's. I used to use it for healing.
Yeah, I use mine as a. I use mine as a 120-foot range taser.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're saying he couldn't have done like the thunder wave or whatever it did? Right. Okay.
Possibly, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
just double check that, Ash.
Yeah, I mean, I made a mistake as well with the diamond thing. So yeah, we're,
There's a
none of us are
surprising
perfect.
amount of things that spellcasting that's involved in spellcasting that's easy to miss.
Yeah, especially in battle where you just read part of the spell and go, "Oh, that's brilliant."
Yeah.
So,
I had my sword reagent to cast slash.
that's good. That's very handy.
Yeah, I know no one's making mistakes to gain an advantage. So
It's just
I'm not pulling anyone up on
Yeah,
it.
it says channel magic. The homunculus delivers a spell you can cast that's a range of touch, and it must be within 120 feet of you. But Thunderwave has got a range of self.
That's not.
That's not a touch spell, though. It's
So-
very out from you.
Yeah, so it's a AOE, isn't it? So
Yeah.
anyway,
Yes.
do we level up?
Go on then.
Yes.
Hey!
Oh, I haven't thought this through. Do I take wizard or
Uh,
warlock?
Second attack.
oh shit!
Yeah, you're gonna have to up the game, Martin.
There is something even worse.
Oh,
Aura of
Paladin.
protection.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. That means notes for next session. 3 golems.
Ooh.
Ah.
I got a 6 on my D8.
Nice.
I only got
6 on my D10.
Got 2.
2. Don't like 2.
No.
Oh, there you go.
I think I'm gonna go. I don't want to go that. I don't want to.
10. Nice.
Ooh. Oh, I like that. I've just got inescapable destruction at 6th level. My necrotic damage now ignores resistance to necrotic damage.
Excellent. That's great.
Especially when we're fighting like that one we fought that was resistant, that was immune to necrotic damage, and I only do bloody necrotic damage.
I think.
Wait, does it? Sorry.
It's only resistance, not immunity.
Only resistance, not immunity. Yeah.
I think for story reasons, I'm gonna go wizard
Yeah.
because I've been reading a lot of books and So I'm just gonna do that. So go up to 3,
I went a level of angry.
and so that's another a D6. Okay.
Starting at 6th level, your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check you make that uses
Yeah.
your proficiency with a tool.
Tool expertise is busted.
Nice.
On Saturdays, I make my Tinker's Tools check with plus 15.
That seems like my Tuesday perception check, nearly.
Yeah.
I rolled a 2.
Oh, does that mean you go down, or do you stay at 16 with that?
Stay at 16. Oh god.
Level 6 with 16 hit points.
And it's no longer known as a perception check when Celeste does it. It's a nosy bitch check.
Yeah.
I've got over 4 times Mazdex hit points.
I've got 16 hit points.
I've got 49.
But I do get 2 more spells.
72.
Too much spells.
28.
Yeah, Chaz, you're not allowed to rib Vinny about having low hit points on his monk.
To be fair, I don't. It's you lot that do that.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, well, we will say goodbye for now. Remember, we're not back here on Tuesday
Oh, yeah.
because I am in l'hôpital, but I will be back. It's fine. So we'll be back here next week on Sunday. Sorry, did we do everybody's hit points and stuff or not yet? Do you want to go?
Yeah,
through
I got
that?
10.
You got 10.
6.
Okay, and Dalen.
I only got 2.
Same as me then. Cool.
Yeah.
So, yes, we will be back here next Sunday for episode 22, where we will hopefully get a long rest, prepare lots of spells. I've got lots more spell slots available as well. So, yeah, good luck, guys.
Alright, next level I get resistance to spell damage.
Okay. Yes, psychic. So, yes, we will. Thank you very much for watching. It was really good fun this evening. Thank you, Martin, for DMing. And yeah, we will see you all very soon. Bye.